Welcome to the channel. I'm the Swedish dividend investor. So, August has wrapped up and we got some cash flow to go through. But before we do that, I want to thank you guys for the support and welcome a lot of new subscribers. As the making of this video, we have reached 431 subscribers. So, thank you guys and welcome. Let's stack those dividends together. I also want to touch on a problem. For some reason, YouTube filters out some of your comments. Even if I select approved user for my regular viewers, some stuff doesn't show up in the comment section of the video, but I can find it in my YouTube Studio page. If you ever want to chat and YouTube is acting up, you can always contact me via my email. It is in this channel description. Some viewers have reached out that way, and I always love to talk about investing with you guys. Alright, let's start with the performance. We can see my portfolio value here, 1,285,764 crowns, and in dollars here. The dollar is 9.46 today, so we will be using that for our calculations. Year to date, we can see I'm at 9.41%, and we are lagging the big ones just a bit, but I really don't care, as long as I average above 10% per year. I haven't transferred any new capital during this month. To be honest, I lose interest when the market is at an all-time high, and I rather just keep it as cash. Too bad the interest rate is so low right now. Anyway, let's move on to this month's dividends. For the first week, I received one payment. Cibus Nordic Real Estate, Sweden's own Realty Income. They have started to move down as of lately, and they are so close to my buy price. If they go below 170 crowns, I will be adding 5 shares per week until they go above 170 again. If they dip down under 160, I will be adding 7 to 10 shares per week. My goal is to have 700 shares in the short term. My 363 shares each paid me 0.78 Swedish crowns. So that's 283.14 Swedish crowns. And in dollars, we land at 29.93. I always say this, but I don't pay any taxes on my dividends from my Swedish holdings. That sums up the first week, I guess. So the total for the first week was $29.93. The second week, I received 7 payments. First out is Verizon Communication, the gift that keeps giving. Maybe I should increase my holding here. They are up 10% year to date, so that's something. Anyway, my 41 shares each paid me $0.6775, so that's $27.77. But unfortunately, we have to pay the withholding theft of 15%, so we subtract 4.17 and we land at $23.6. Moving on. Pennant Park floating rate. Good old reliable. What do you guys think? Should I sell this position and move it to my new account, where I can buy more of this and my other BDC, Aris Capital? Or should I just hold it without being able to reinvest or add new capital? Let me know in the comments. My 120 shares each paid me 0.1025, so $12.3. And we subtract the tax of 1.85, bringing the total to $10.45. Sweet. Next up, British American Tobacco. Now, they have been on quite the run this year, almost hitting $60 in share price, and I remember buying at the $29 levels. Sickening. It's a big dividend payer for me. My 143 shares each paid me 0.797. I'm rounding like 20 decimals here. So, that's $113.97. But we don't pay taxes, so no money for you, Mr. Taxman. Just the way I like it. Time for some juicy covered call dividends. First out is the small holding of the European JEPI. Still down a bit. Still haven't bought any more. Guys, we are at an all-time high, and they still haven't recovered from the April sell-off. So, if we get a healthy pullback, JEPI will fall more, and maybe then I'll buy. My 36 shares each paid me 0.1735. So rounded up, we get $6.25 and no taxes since the ETF is based. Oh, based in Ireland. And also based. Moving over to its brother, JEPQ, JEQP, whatever. Now, I've checked the dividends so far. They have paid dividends 9 times, and the total is $2.075 per share. If we divide that by 9 to get an average, we get around $0.23 per share. Multiplying it by 12 to kind of guesstimate how the yearly dividend will look, we get $2.76. But since they are traded in euros, we have to convert the euros to US dollars. So we divide the share price of 21.38 by 0.86. That's the conversion ratio. We get a dollar share price of 24.86. Now we can divide the dividend of 2.76 with 24.86. We see they have an estimated yield of 11.1%. That's pretty awesome. Some dividends are higher and some are very low. Anyway, my 36 shares each paid me $0.2095. So that sums up to $7.54. And again, no taxes. Thank you. JEPG, the big brother and by far my largest holding right now. I think I have a problem. I just can't help myself. I keep buying this. My then 405 shares each paid me $0.1588, making the payout $64.31. Very nice. Next up, a hidden gem. Amsterdam Commodities. I bought it for their cash flow and dividends, and it just stays in the background, slowly compounding. Trading spices, seeds and nuts sounds boring, but that yield on cost of 6.19% is very nice. They pay semi-annually in May and August, so this is their last dividend this year. My 151 shares each paid me 0.45 euros. Oh boy, here we go with the currencies again. So 67.95 euros. But we also have to pay a 15% withholding tax. So we subtract 10.19 and we get a total of 57.76. So let's convert that to dollars. So we divide 57.76 with 0.86 and we get 67.16 freedom units roughly. So the total for the second week was $293.28, and that brings the monthly total to $323.21. For the third week, I received 3 payments. Montrose Global Monthly Dividend. They have recovered a bit since the drop in April, so that's always nice since their dividend is based on their share price. They aim to pay 0.5% of the ETF's price each month, so that's good when the price goes up, but it sucks when it goes down. My 309 shares each paid me 0.438 Swedish crowns, so that comes out to 135.34 Swedish crowns, and in dollars we get $14.3. Alright, Global X S&P 500 covered call ETF, still performing decently with that dividend included. My 210 shares each paid me $0.1153, so we get $24.21 and no taxes. Over 10% dividend is pretty sweet, and yeah, they are down quite a bit this year, but I'm doing pretty okay as for now. Global X Nasdaq 100 covered call ETF. It's the same here, big oof on the year-to-date performance. But I also got in at a lower level, and that yield of 12.5% is really helping here. My 196 shares each paid me $0.1497, arriving at a nice payout of $29.34. Summing it up, the third week total is sitting at $67.85, and adding it up, the monthly total is $391.06. For the fourth week, I only received 1 payment. Realty Income, can they please just go down a bit more? I want to add here, but they seem to be teasing me and being very stubborn. My 111 shares each paid me 0.269, so 29.86 roughly. And after taxes of 4.49, we get $25.37. Adding it up with the monthly total, we get $416.43 so far. The 5th week, I received 3 payments. We start off with Vår Energi, a Norwegian oil company with a super high yield, but also for some investors a terrible withholding tax of 25 to 30%. I will do the conversion from Norwegian crowns to US dollars here. My 700 shares each paid 1.222 Norwegian crowns, so 855.4 crowns, and we remove the 25% tax of 213.85. We land at 641.55, so $1 is 10.06 crowns. So we divide 641.55 with 10.06, and we get a total of $63.77. Awesome. I do get a full tax refund in March 2026. The last dividend payment is from Ahold Delhaize. It's the same as with Amsterdam commodities. They just hang out in the background, slowly compounding, but I rarely get a chance to increase my holding at a decent price with this one. They also pay semi-annually, in April and August. My 100 shares each paid me 0.51 euros. So, with some gigabrain math, we arrive at 51 euros. And we also have to pay the 15% tax of 7.65 euros, bringing the net payout to 43.35 euros. And like we did before, we convert it to dollars. We land at $50.4. Last payment for the month, and that is interest from my savings account. For this month, I got 105.58 Swedish crowns in interest. And sadly, I have to pay 30% tax on interest. So we remove 31.67 and we land at 73.91 crowns. Converting it to dollars, we get $7.81. So the 5th week total was $121.98. Adding it all up, the grand total for the month was $538.41. Now let's compare that to last year. We head on over to my dividend tracker and scroll down. We can see last year in August I was paid 3,878.14 Swedish crowns. So we convert that to dollars and we get $409.95. And compared to this year, we have an increase of 31.33%. That's pretty awesome. Next month number to beat is 3,263.4 Swedish crowns, or around $344.96 roughly. I'm feeling pretty confident next month will be a beat as well, but stay tuned for that one. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of my monthly investment income. If you did, make sure to hit the like button. Drop a comment down below, and if you haven't, consider supporting me by subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. But that's it for this one. I'm the Swedish dividend investor, and I will see you in the next one. Stay smart, stay patient, and keep stacking those dividends. Ha det gött!